My opponent for this game is nEAnS with 2,408 points, 560 wins, and 419 losses. And here we go, everybody. I'm StarCraft, and this is a StarCraft 2 commentary. We've got PsY as the Red Zerg in the right position on Scrap Station against nEAnS, the Blue Terran, in the top position as the blue colors. I hope you guys enjoyed that Cats game. It's actually been getting a lot of buzz surrounding it. There's a post on Reddit, and also the thumbs up and thumbs down is the most crazy I have ever seen. I don't really pay attention to that, but because I just recently started the annotations, I've just kind of been looking at it every once in a while, and that video just blows all the other videos out of the water. So I just want to thank all you guys who do appreciate that sometimes annotations, while sometimes eye soaring, are necessary. Yes, soaring is a word now. And that the facts in it will be awesome. And I'll continue to do that because it's working. So, yes, we have... I already went over the players, didn't I? Anyway, Scrap Station, very nice Zerg map. Good thing about Scrap Station for Zerg is the rush distance is very, very far. You have to go around all the way around here if you look on the mini-map. And also, there's a common practice of blocking expansions as a Terran player with engineering bays, but on Scrap Station it's really hard to get an SCV over in time. We can see he's moving his SCV around 13, but already I'm at 15, and I'm going to be dropping that hatchery in just a moment here. Now, a lot of players will go 14. I go 15. I don't know why players started doing 14 instead of 15. Maybe they crunched some numbers and realized it was better, but I've been extremely successful with the 15 hatch. It's not that huge of a difference really, but you know, either one is fine, so you don't have to like follow me, or you don't have to be like, oh my god, PsY 14 is so much better. I really don't think it matters that much. So we are seeing a normal opening from nEAnS, a factory, and he was getting that refinery while he was building, or a barracks, and he was getting the refinery while he's building a barracks. Now, as a Zerg player, what you can actually do on Scrap Station is bring the Overlord up here towards the beginning, and check the gas. If you see the gas before the racks, you can almost assume they're going to be going for some kind of quick tech opening like Hellions or Banshees or something like that. But if you click on the gas, you'll see he's only mined about 60, so that tells me, okay, probably nothing really fast, no fast harass like a Banshee or a Hellion. So I was feeling pretty safe at this point. Gas is now going up, and on Scrap Station I really like going roaches. I don't know why. I mean, it seems kind of counterintuitive. Short air distances would cater to mutas a little more, but I think a lot of Terran players expect that, so I go roaches, and they're just so good now with the 4 range. I just can't not go roaches, you know. Expansion is finishing, second refinery coming up for nEAnS, and we are seeing a factory as well. So yeah, a slower factory. Hellions probably not an option at this point, especially when I would either be getting Zergling speed or be getting a Roach Warren. Right now I'm not getting either of them actually. So yeah, actually I don't remember if I get roaches this game. Holy cow, that is a huge transfer. 8 drones. Maybe too big of a transfer. So I'm transferring 8 drones when I only have 15 on minerals to begin with. That's kind of silly. Transfers, you know, on this map are a little more impactful than they are on other maps, just because the distance between the natural and the main are so far. So be careful not to transfer so many drones. It actually sets you a little bit behind, especially when you're trying to get minerals for the speed and pump out drones and Zerglings in the early game. Starport, Destiny Cloudfist build, trademark Husky. Going for the starports. We might see, let's see, reactor, so a Hellion drop perhaps, medevac with a reactor on that, or he might switch out the starport onto the reactor for something. I do have 4 lings here. Ling speed is now going up. Maybe I don't get roaches this game, I don't remember. But if we look at the harvester tab, another good thing about Scrap Station is it allows you to drone up pretty hard. So 27 to 22 right now. I'm running off 2 base. He's not even considering an expansion right now. We're going to see the switch. Yeah, we are seeing a switch. And at this point in the game, I remember specifically seeing this switch, and I'm thinking, okay, he's got 5 Marines at his gate, and he's switching onto a reactor with his starport. I can see that with my links. He must be going for a mass Marine medevac drop. So I'm like, okay, let me just stick... he's killing some lings. That's just bad control right there by me. You really got to pay attention to your lings. And if you can't pay attention with them out here, at least, you know, stick them back here or something. So I saw that switch, and I was like, okay, he's going to have lots of medevacs and lots of Marines. So I'll stick my Overlords in between the path to our bases, which I oftentimes do, and see the drop before it comes. But for some reason I just completely spaced, and I didn't even think that Vikings would be an option. So he now has 2 Vikings on the field, He's going to pick off one Overlord, and he'll likely see the second Overlord. He's frantically trying to run 0.47 speed. You can't run, you idiot. Actually, maybe he can. He proved me wrong. Yeah, stick it to the man. And I've got a lot of Zerglings positioned to try to deal with any, landing from these Vikings or the medevacs that I thought were coming. So I have lost a couple Overlords. That's extremely annoying. 2 Overlords so far. I'm going to lose a 3rd Overlord here. And the Queen just can't do enough damage even if she does get a couple shots off. So not looking too good. Not the best start I could have gone with. But I do have map control with these Lings. While Vikings give him control of the air, I can just run around, check expansions, kill any fledgling units that I want. So what the hell are you doing, Overlord? You're an idiot with these Zerglings. So it's not all bad right now. Evolution Chamber is up. Roach Warren has completed as well, getting that Roach glial reconstitution. Yeah, isn't that what I said last time? Huh. Someone was saying something about me not saying it right, I don't know. And with roaches, with these mass roach build, I like to get 2 evolution chambers, so we're seeing +1 attack and +1 armor down here. Why did I split them up into 2 different bases? I don't really know, but we are seeing nEANS move out with 8 Marines, so I wasn't completely wrong in that he would be getting some medevacs, but just not immediately. He has about, let's see, he's got 5 Vikings, 9 Marines, and 1 medevac and a Hellion. What do I have? 15 Lings, 2 Queens. That is all I have, so I really need to start pumping. Now, a lot of Zerg players have the problem with when do I make drones and when do I make units. Well, if you check the expansion, that is almost the biggest giveaway. What is the Terran doing as far as their expansion goes? I should have had 1 Ling here. It would have been so easy to have 1 Ling there and just check the expansion. If you don't see an expansion, make some units. If you see an expansion, make some drones. It's pretty much that simple, and I just did not produce enough units at this point to deal with this. Now if we look at the production tab, I'm getting infestation pit, and I am timing the roaches fairly well. They're going to pop out about when I need them, but look at all this unused larva. That's a result of all the Overlords he killed. So I'm running in with the Lings. He's dropped his Marines off. I'm going to try to pick off some Vikings, and at this point I really didn't know what I was doing or how I would do in this battle, because you're not used to seeing Hellions on the ground, and he's wasting his time picking up the extractor, moving in with my roaches and my Queens. Queens are actually focusing down the medevac. I don't really appreciate this kind of AI, but you can always control your Lings or your Queens. And it's very close. I don't know if I'm going to win, so I'm sending in my drones that can soak up some damage. 1 Queen going down. Roach is continuing to rally, and at this point you're realizing Vikings just aren't that good on the ground. 12 damage with 1 weapon speed. Their DPS, isn't too much higher than just roaches, so I do clean that attack up with the loss of a couple of drones. But he's not out of it, I killed the attack. I'm scouting this expansion, and he's looking okay right now. He's at 4 on harvesters. I lost some drones, so a very powerful Viking harass into a medevac Marine and Viking land drop attack. And it actually did a lot. If I were to go mutas, I don't know how it would turn out compared to if I went roaches, but if I was going mutas, I'd have a lot more Lings, and I think Lings would have been pretty effective against those Marines and Vikings, especially with Queen support and the drones coming in as well. But I am counterattacking now. Of course, the units that he had to begin with, Marines and Vikings, don't do much to roaches. He would need some kind of tanks or Thors or Marauders, but he didn't have that, and I had so many roaches anyway. Why not go in for the attack? I do have +1 armor, +1 attack, running in here, marching the front door. He's trying to throw out some bunkers, and to be honest, even if he had 4 Marines in each of these bunkers, it wouldn't really have mattered. I have 2 armor on my roaches. I do snipe both of those bunkers, and a simple counterattack, a nice defense and a simple counterattack is going to win me this game. So this was in my replay pack. If you guys want to see this game, from my first person, check out starcraft.reddit.com. I have the replay pack posted there as well in the description of my last video. So we saw a little carelessness with the Overlords. It put me a bit far behind. You can see I've still got a couple larvae. I had trouble spending my larvae earlier because I was waiting for Overlords to produce, and he followed up with a pretty aggressive attack. Unfortunately, it's not too good against roaches, and I had just enough to defend it. So when in doubt, at least attempt a counterattack, and if he had too much, I could always run away. It's very simple with Zerg. So hope you guys learned a bit from this, and once again, thanks for watching. Oh shit.